Okay, so today's comparison is of 3 of my favorite contestants and 3 of the strongest contestants from the Asia region. That's Indonesia, Thailand, and of course the gorgeous Philippines. As we know, Asia has some of the strongest contestants at all pageants: Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International, and so on. And this year at Miss Universe, it's no exception. Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippines appear on many people's favorites list, and they compare these contestants, and so that's what I'm doing today. We'll start off with Indonesia. She is going to be 20 years old. She's still 19, but she'll have turned 20 by the time Miss Universe comes. She is from Indonesia, of course, but she was born in the Gold Coast in Australia. She has an Australian accent, but she also speaks Indonesian, the native Indonesian language. Her name is Frederica Alexis Carl. She's very beautiful. She speaks really well, and I think since crowning, because I wasn't a fan of her almost like at all when she was crowned, I think she's really gotten into the role, and she is much more confident. Her looks are amazing. She is so versatile. She can have her hair colored, because her hair is naturally very dark. I don't know if it's black or really dark brown, but her hair color is very dark. I saw a picture of her with it lightened up a little bit with highlights, and she looked amazing. She looks good with short hair. She's very editorial, even though she's only 1.65 meters tall. She still looks striking and statuesque despite her height, so that is really great. And I love pageant girls who are a little bit different from what we're used to, who are, you know, a little bit more, I don't know, just unique and not as tall and not as thin as what we're used to, and so I think she really fits into that, and I think she's a great front runner. Indonesia, I love, my favorite Miss Indonesia ever was in 2017, Bunga Jelita. She was fantastic, she didn't place, and that was so unfortunate, and I think she was one of the sacrificial lambs of the whole continental placements, because I'm sure she would have scored higher than some of the other contestants, but because they were dividing it into continents, you know, she didn't make it. But I don't know, maybe she didn't impress in interviews, but I thought she was really great, and I was shocked when she didn't place in the semi-finals, so that was shocking. So anything can happen at Miss Universe, and there are always shocks. Like after this Miss Universe, one of the videos I'm going to do is about the shocks, because there will be people who are left out who we're expecting to make it to top 5 or something. But yeah, Frederica's incredible, and I think she really has something unique about her. I am excited to see what she's like on stage. I hope she comes out of her shell a bit more confident, a bit more vibrant, and showing a lot of personality, and I think she's got that in. She's she's capable of producing a great performance like that. We have Philippines, Kazimi Ganados, who I have spoken of over and over again. She is from Cebu, Philippines. She's a tourism graduate. She is beautiful. She's well spoken, and I've been trying to watch a few of her interviews of late, and I would suggest you do the same. Just Google her interviews, YouTube her interviews. She's doing a lot of press now leading up to Miss Universe, and she shows a lot of personality. I still think it could be better, but I think she really is trying, and she's very easy to love. She looks amazing with makeup on, of course. With really heavy makeup, she looks fantastic. She looks great with minimal makeup, and she looks great with no makeup. She looks fantastic all the time. I think she is the most beautiful in terms of her face at Miss Universe of all the contestants I've seen, and as usual they're all amazing, but I think she really is just spectacularly gorgeous. But that's not really that important, actually. What's important is your personality and your ability to walk on the runway and to be relatable, and do you have a purpose, do you have a good cause, and I think she does, and so I'm really rooting for her. Is Thailand's Pageant Druin. She gets a lot of comparisons with Catriona because they almost seem like they're cut from the same cloth. They're very similar, their walks and their in the way they present themselves, and I think that is going to be a disadvantage for her, because Miss Universe, the Miss Universe pageant, never crowns the same person twice in a row. Like, they always try to get people who are distinct from the previous winner. I mean, if let's think about like 2010 was Mexico, 2011 was Angola, 2012 was America, and should have been Philippines, but anyway, 2013 was Venezuela. Like, they're all so different from each other, and I don't know if they're gonna want to crown someone who's very similar to Catriona again. I think she should just try to separate herself from Catriona and Catriona influence as much as she possibly can. So it's really exciting to see what she's going to be like. It's kind of disappointing that the contestants haven't left for Atlanta yet, that it's happening, because usually they're there for like 3 weeks, and so they should be there right now. Because I think when they're there for a long time and we see them with each other, you really get to see there's always that person who stands out as the winner. And it was so clear last year with Catriona that she would be the winner, or that she would at least be in the top 5, because there was just something so special about her, even when she was next to every other contestant. When you saw her in interviews and everything, there was something. And now we don't really get to see that because the time has been really condensed, which is unfortunate, because I really think it makes a difference when we see them, you know, with each other and see how they interact with each other for about 2-3 weeks. So yeah, because that's what I want to see with Pawensuda. How is she like when you compare her with other people? What's her personality like? Because I don't see much of that yet. And I think that she needs to just separate herself a little bit from being too similar to Catriona. But that's just my 2 cents. I don't know. Maybe the judges will really love that and would be very happy to crown her. But I think, with that said, Thailand has a really good chance this year of another top 5 finish, because they finished in the top 5 in 2017. They can do it again this year easily. But winning, that's a whole another level. And I don't know. But yeah, the judges may, or MUO may, be very happy to crown someone who's similar to Catriona if they think that she would be a good representative. And yeah, I think that the person who has it the hardest is, of course, Philippines, because I really think it's difficult to crown. Like, it's difficult to win back to back. You have to really be outstanding on every level. And for me, I would crown Gazina in a heartbeat, but she has a really tough job out there for her, because it's just not easy, you know, because they probably want to get someone from another country. And if you are going to win, if she's going to win, she has to be spectacular. I think she is. And I hope she stands out when she's next to everyone. And I hope she stands out in the interview round, which is so important. So for now, I think between those 3, Indonesia, Philippines, and Thailand, the Philippines is still my favorite. And then I would put Thailand and then Indonesia, but I think they're amazing, and I'm starting to like Indonesia more and more and more. She was not on my list, she was not on my radar for a long time, but I'm seeing more of her now, and I'm starting to like her a little bit more, and she's in my top 16 now, or top 20 maybe, and I'm excited to see what she's like. But definitely Gazini and definitely Pawensuda are easily top 5 finishers. So let me know what you think, and please subscribe to my channel, because I'll be doing more and more videos in the lead up to Miss Universe.